Hello everyone, you're welcome once again to my YouTube channel, and today we are looking at bee farming in Ghana with the help of the CEO of Triani Bee Farms in the person of Mr. Newman. We are going to explore this venture and to equip individuals with the requisite skills needed to venture into this sector. Do stay with us. My name is Nana Ismabasam and you wouldn't want to miss. Mr. Newman, you're welcome to Agri-Connect.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you too for having us, and thank you for sharing your insights with us all the time. Right. Mr. Newman, I want you to introduce yourself. Give my viewers who you are, what you do, and then how relevant you are to the bee industry in Ghana.
Wow. I'm Patrick Newman, the CEO for 300 Farms Limited.
Okay.
I happen to be the chairman for the Ghana Beekeepers Association, and then a former president of Ghana Apiculture Platform.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I have beehives across the country, but this is my research farm in Somanya here. That's where we are now. I have hives at Adaklu, Atibubu, Wa, and other places. Yeah. And so you are welcome to 300.
Thank you very much. Well, you have extensive knowledge when it comes to this sector. So I'll ask you this. What's the state of bee farming in Ghana?
I would say that we are still crawling. Though the late President Kwame Nkrumah had a vision, and if that vision were to be followed, by this time we would have been far ahead in beekeeping in Africa. But after the 66 coup, his hives built at Pokwasi was burnt, and that was the end of the industry. Then the industry resuscitated around 1980s when Dr. Powell, he was a British volunteer to the KNUST Technology Consultancy Center. He revived the industry again. Yeah. And then we have Mr. Jari to be a doyen of the beekeeping because he was following Dr. Powell, and they came up with the first book on beekeeping, African beekeeping, called The Golden Insect. And so I would say that the revival started in around 1986, 87, that way. And I happened to be one of the young guys following the old men when they were doing that. And so as I'm saying now, I think I'm one of the privileged young man who started beekeeping around 1986. I met one of the old men who Nkrumah took to Russia to learn beekeeping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I talked to him. He was around 88 around that time.
Wow.
Around 86.
Yeah.
You just imagine. And then one man to Nkrumah sent to Israel. He was a forester, School of Forestry, to learn beekeeping, to teach the foresters, which they are not doing now. Nkrumah's vision was all forestry students who will come up with the School of Forestry, Sunyani, with no beekeeping. And as they afforestate forestry, they add inculcate beekeeping. And so some of the lectures were sent to Israel to learn beekeeping, to teach. It was part of their curriculum. I don't think they are having it now. And I'm happy to meet one of that one, Mr. Zhu. And he also even gave me his lectures notes, and that made me what I am today.
You're a well-connected man,
Yes,
Mr. Newman.
yes.
Okay, so now let's look at some of the breeds of bees, and then the ones that thrive better in this condition.
Now we have over 180,000 species. In Ghana alone, we have a lot of species. If you go to the north, the way the bees behave is not like what you see in Eastern region. If you go to Brongahafo, their bees behave differently. Go to Volta. And so I want everybody to understand that wherever you find yourself, your bees are from your environment. And so don't compare the behavior of your bees to the one in Somanya. Because I could remember I went to Sunyani, and one of my friends removed all the left with the panties and went and harvested. I said, come to my place. You can't put all your panties to harvest. And so I want that thing to be behind our minds. The industry is now having a lot of challenges because of the weather conditions and our behavior with chemicals. So many, I was first harvesting about 4 or 5 drums of honey from my 300 hives per annum. Now, 1 drum, I'm struggling because the mango is being sprayed, all the flora are being sprayed, and the bees are absconding because African bees have a behavior. Any small challenge, they abscond. And anybody want to enter in the industry, I want him to get aware of this, so that when you're doing your calculations, you know that our bees, any least thing, they will say bye bye, they go away.
Okay.
And that's what is affecting
Yeah.
the
In the
industry now.
industry. Okay.
And
Alright.
that's why I have to be moving to other areas, because
Yeah.
I realize some of the areas are not having that challenge, and the yield there is
It's better.
encouraging.
Okay. Alright.
And we don't have people doing commercial beekeeping in Ghana
In Ghana.
because of these challenges. And so, if somebody wants to do commercial beekeeping, he can come and see me. I'll show him where he can put his hive.
Okay.
You
Alright.
cannot just go and build a hive. They say if you build one hive, you get 2 gallons. Then you calculate, I'll build 100, I'll get 200 gallons. Then you go and put it behind your garden. Oh, you've
Then you
been trouble.
yeah.
You
Okay.
lose.
So Nima, so you mentioned some of the environmental conditions that's disturb the bees. So what are some of the best conditions to observe when you're keeping bees?
The first thing is that too much sunshine is bad, and too much canopy is also bad. And so when you watch this research for first, all the place was canopy. I realized my bees started absconding because the humidity was too high. And so I have to destroy all the trees in the middle so that at least the sunshine can penetrate. I realize when they colonize, they don't go away. Because the morning sunshine, they shade. The evening one, they shade. It's only the afternoon one that they have a little bit. And so you have to look at your environment and create a conducive environment that would not be too sunny for your bees, and that will be too canopy for your bees, so that the place, the humidity will be too high. It also affects the production. Because when the sun is too much, instead of 100 bees going for nectar, 50 will go for water to be cooling the hive because of the heat.
Okay.
And then the production will be very low. But when you're able to regulate that for them, you have enough workers to do more honey for you.
Okay.
And so these are, you have to plant trees. And so beekeeping goes with tree planting. You have to make sure that the environment is protected against pests and other chemicals. And that will help improve your yield in the beekeeping. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Newman, now let's look at the seasonality bit of it. When it comes to a lot of agri ventures, it's well governed by seasons. So it's not an all year round production. And this, when people are not informed, can lead to discouragement. So what are the seasonalities involved in beekeeping?
A friend called me about 2 weeks ago that his honey is not moving. He went to see a pastor. I said, my friend, don't waste your time and money. We have a season. Our bees use nectar and water to produce the honey. And so, and the honey they produce is their food. So that when it's raining and they cannot move out, they feed on the honey. And you build excess chamber for them, so that you harvest the excess and then leave some for them to sustain them during the rainy season. And so from December to May is the major honey flow, where you see bees very busy, because that one, any flower, there's a lot of nectar in the flower because it doesn't rain. And so the nectar source is accumulated, and the bees use it to store their honey. June, July, the rain starts. The small one you leave for them, they'll be feeding on till August.
Okay.
And so from June to August, don't go and disturb your bees. If you disturb them, you are depriving them of the little that they have to feed on to sustain them, and they will go away. And a lot of people have this challenge in the industry. They don't know the time they have to visit their hives, and they don't know the times they have to harvest. And this is the time and opportunity for them to learn. So from June up to August, don't disturb your bees. Any honey they have, let them feed on. Because the comb they build, they take a lot of honey before they secrete the wax, and they use them to build the comb. And so if you deprive them of honey, they can't build the comb. And that will be another challenge. Where are they going to store the honey? They have to take honey, build comb, and store honey for you. And so from June to August, leave your bees alone to work. And then from December, that's where they store the honey, they start storing. If you're able to check on your environment, and you have about 2 or 3 species of nectar source, I'm promising you can harvest December, you can harvest May, twice in the major season.
Oh wow.
But if you have only one nectar
One
socks,
nectar
like the
sauce.
north, where they have a lot of shea butter, cashew, they have only one season. That one they harvest only
Only
once.
ones. Okay.
So it depends on your environment, and
Mm.
then the number of times you have
Oh,
to
okay.
harvest, and all this you have to learn.
So clearly the environment and yeah, the environment plays a very important
A
role.
very very important role.
Yes, on even the breeds and then
Yes,
the
yes.
oh okay, all
And
right.
even deciding to go commercial or
Commercial.
private. If you
Mm.
want to go a hobby, it's different. If you
Yeah,
want to go commercial,
it's
then you
also
have to see an
different.
expert to advise you.
Okay. So what are some of the diseases that affect bees? The common ones here.
We are lucky
Uh-huh.
in Africa, and that is why African Union was trying to encourage us to go into beekeeping.
Hmm.
We have only one disease called the varroa.
Okay.
It's a virus that affects the pupa of the bees, and it sucks blood and makes them disabled. The bees disabled.
Oh.
And one thing with African bees is whenever they realize there is varroa,
Mm-hmm.
they move out.
Okay, so any
Any,
any
any
inconvenience,
inconvenience,
then
African
they
bees will
run.
salute. And it's a
Okay.
big advantage to us.
Mm.
Compared to the European bees, they'll be there and all of them will
Will
die.
die.
But with African bees, they realize varroa have taken over the hive
Yeah.
and is disturbing them, they move. But some of the varroa will touch,
Yeah.
hold them, and move them to another
Another
place.
place.
And then they
Yeah.
start breeding. But you realize that it won't be too
Too
much
much.
when they are stayed there. Apart from that, it's only pests that we'll talk about. As for the pest, we have numerous of them. But the disease at the moment, the British government, the veterinary service of the British government is trying to come in. And so at the moment, Ghana Veterinary is taking statistics of all beekeepers across the country so that they will come in. And then when they come in, they will look at the type of diseases we have.
Yeah.
But we are warning them before they come in that we don't want them to bring any chemical to disturb our bees because our
Okay.
bees are having their peace in doing their business.
Mm-hmm.
Although they have the varroa, they also have it's affecting them. The varroa is not affecting our bees. They are producing for us. And so if they will come and identify some other diseases, no problem. But we don't want them to touch our
To
bees.
touch. Okay.
So that the natural things our bees are having, we are very particular about that. And we started warning them before they come in. That when they come, they can identify the disease, but no chemical to our bees. We like the way they are behaving. And so we don't have, it's only the pest. The
Yeah.
pest, we can talk of spider,
Mm-hmm.
we can talk of red ants, all type of ants,
Termites.
termites. Wall gecko is
Okay.
one of our biggest enemy.
Okay.
Wall gecko, when he colonized the hives, and any bee come to see that the place is good, the wall gecko will catch him, and so the hive will never be colonized. It's one of our enemies. Is that,
Okay.
and so we apart from this pest, snake come around the hives, but they listen to music. They are not coming to kill the bees or do anything. And so what we do is that we usually once a while we come and put onion shells around or
Yeah.
garlic, we crush garlic, put them into water and sprinkle so that the snakes will not come to listen to the music. Apart from
Music
that,
from the bees.
yeah, the buzzing sound. You see, they
Yeah, but
evaporate
okay, yeah.
water from the nectar, and that buzzing sound, the
Yeah.
snakes like music,
Oh,
and
the
so they
buzzing.
like to come and
Okay.
listen to music.
Okay.
But apart from that,
Okay.
I think our bees are free. Compared to the European, they have about 6 to 7 diseases, different type of diseases. Our bees don't have, apart from the varroa that we identify.
Okay.
They are free to do whatever they want to do.
Okay. So would you say this is a cost-intensive venture?
Yes, I'm very sad if I see people not trying to venture into beekeeping, and people who venture as a hobbyist. They don't go commercial. Now I can count about 2 or 3 people who are doing commercial beekeeping in Ghana.
Okay.
We are not going commercial, but it's a very viable area. If I tell you 60% of our honey we spend in Ghana is imported, why we have the environment? The northern sector alone can produce enough for Ghana, and then the other auxiliary regions can produce for export. But all these areas are left. All the transition zone, we are starting from Sunyani, Hafasini, all the way through Atibubu to Dambai to Karachi to Oti region are all areas that we can do commercial beekeeping. I'm stressing on this because you see somebody carrying about 100, 200 hives going to the Volta region, you fail in commercial beekeeping. If you go to Volta North, you have no problem. Southern Volta, Anglo, I have some hives at Adakulu.
Okay, but why will the person fail?
Yeah, I mentioned the environmental conditions earlier. Now, the Chinese have helped us to destroy our environment.
Okay.
The baobab tree, the silk cotton trees, the redwood have all been cut. And they were commercial nectar sources for our bees in the southern sector. Now, we don't have. And so, don't venture any commercial beekeeping in the southern sector because you lose. Because the trees that will help you to get the nectar for the bees have been cut.
Down. Okay.
And you are not prepared to plant trees as I've done here.
Okay.
If you are not prepared to plant the nectar source, sunflower, moringa, and those things, forget. You go and put your hives. One, no colonization. Two, production will be low. And so there is a need for the government to turn its eye on beekeeping. The transition zone chief executives, the municipal and district should turn their eyes to beekeeping. It will help solve unemployment and create job and create money for the districts and municipal. It's really going to happen. Right down from Sunyani across the transition zone to the north, we can go into commercial beekeeping. At the moment, I'm sending about 200 hives to Atibubu. Somebody will ask me, I have mango in Somanya. You see all the hives here, it's only about 40% that is colonized. All the rest are uncolonized. Why? One, the chemical on the mango trees is affecting. The chemicals we use to spray is affecting. And so the production level of honey in this district has gone down by almost 60%.
Okay.
And so now I have to move to Atibubu, where the nectar source is there. We have maize, cashew, we have eucalyptus. African plantation have built 40,000 hectares of eucalyptus. And eucalyptus flowers throughout the whole year. And every 1,000 hectares they have a dam. And so that place is a gold mine for beekeeping. But I'm surprised. The beekeepers there, I'm encouraging them, practicing them, but they are not interested. And that's one aspect. And then those in Sunyani will produce enough honey. A man came here about 2 years ago. He had only 150 hives. He had 15 jerrycans of honey this year. 15 jerrycans of honey.
Where?
At Sunyani.
Sunyani.
You see, that person, if you encourage him to build 300, 600, you are encouraging because he's going to build harvest so many quantity of honey. And so instead of us looking at the appropriate places to invest and encourage investors to go invest into the industry, we don't do. And so if somebody wants to go into it commercially, you have to see the experts who have been there. In fact, I happen to be the only person who have trained in every region in Ghana because of Rural Enterprise Program. I was a service provider for Rural Enterprise Program. Okay. And so I had the opportunity to train in every region in Ghana.
For free?
No, not for free. Okay. They were paying me. In fact, they were paying me money. Though it was small, but I sacrificed.
Yeah.
And I'm not enjoying out of it because I know if you talk of burger, I will tell you what is there. If you talk of half a cine, I'll tell you what is there. If you talk of a flour, I'll tell you what is there. If you talk of so much, I'll tell you what is there. Ashanti region, I'll tell you what is there. Because they paid my TNT to visit communities and not them alone. In fact, I was privileged to work for GIZ.
Yeah, okay.
I trained about 20 communities in Wassa and I've seen about 15 communities. I work for ILO, I work for Plan, I work for World Vision. And so with all this coming together, I've been to every region in Ghana. And it has given me insight.
And the different environmental conditions.
And I know what the beekeeping can strive, where it can strive, where it won't strive. And so when people say they want to venture into beekeeping in Somania, I'm building 100 hives. I say, look,
Yeah.
come and learn first. The first step in beekeeping is you have to learn
Learn.
from experts, not people who come and tell you who cannot harvest 1 gallon of honey. Somebody come and talk. He reads and talk. The people who are practicing
Practicing.
is very important. If you get somebody who is practicing, whatever he's telling you is right because he's practicing. There's somebody who is not practicing is telling you this is not right because he don't know what he's talking about. He read about it and he's saying it. But when you get to the food, it's a different thing altogether. Our bees behave differently. And so if you go and see somebody striving in beekeeping in Slovenia, producing tons of honey, producing various type of value additions, and you bring the concept to Ghana, you will fail because our bees behave differently. The environment counts. And for them, they depend on the environment. And so these are issues that we have to bring it out to people who are prepared to learn. And then when you learn beekeeping, you don't have to, well, I realize that you don't have to keep it alone. If you share, you learn more. In fact, my experience in the industry is sharing. Whatever I learned from my research farm, from my training programs, wherever I go, I share. And people benefit. I'm proud of about 2 or 3 people who have come to learn beekeeping here, and they are doing well. They are now living on beekeeping as I'm living on beekeeping. I've about a young man now, he couldn't attend the university. Now he's paying for his own tuition in the university through beekeeping. I have another guy in Tamale. He also learned from this place through. There's a program at the university. They train young farmers and they come on attachment here. And so those about 2 of them who came on attachment. One, he's doing very well in Tamale now. I visited his office about last month and I was so proud that somebody I've trained has also taken my steps. Whatever I'm doing, he's doing training, he's doing consultancy, he's doing harvesting for people, he's building equipment for people. And before you become a apiculturist, then means you are doing this. If you're only a beekeeper, you keep 2 or 3 hives. But if you turn apiculture, it means you are adding value for the community to benefit from what they are doing. And I think this is what we have to do, and so that the community will benefit.
So you mentioned earlier that there are a few people in commercial beekeeping.
Yes, a few.
So can it be because of the cost involved in venturing into this? What are the, if let's say I want to venture into it, what are the estimations I should make before even venturing into it in terms of the heights, in terms of all the other things, equipment that I'll need?
The first thing is that the passion have to be there. That is paramount. When the passion comes, if I usually tell myself to be a testimony, the passion came when I saw an old lady selling drum of honey. At the end of every month, she brings a drum of honey. And within 2 or 3 hours, the honey is finished. I say, but this is a venture. And so the passion started generating. Then I saw Mr. Ajari harvesting jerry cans of honey. I said, wow, then this thing can be a reality. And so the passion should be first. Then learning. Nobody taught me beekeeping. I did my own research. And then what Mr. Azu gave me, his lecture notes from University of Israel, also helped me to build up. And so the first thing is learn from an expert. After learn, even if you want to sell honey, learn. If you want to be a producer, you learn. If you want to be a marketer, you learn. Whatever angle you want to do in beekeeping, you have to learn. After the learning, you also train other people. Don't learn and keep it to yourself. Share. And the more you share, the more experience you get. And so those who want to enter into commercial beekeeping, learn first. Understand the concept, the behavior of the African bees. Know what you read on YouTube, the temperate bees' behavior, producing tons of honey. Learn from an African beekeeper. He will tell you the truth about our bees. Then they'll look at the investment. Now, if you want this hive you see, this hive, for instance, is on research. It's been here for 5 years. It's the cash money from Bank of Ghana. I'm trying to see how long it can be on our weather. You see the number of iron sheets I've put on it to protect it against the weather. This is EDIF sponsor program. Is this about 10 years? And the hives are still there because I went all the way to summer boy to order these hives because of the wood. And so this hive you see is from summer boy to Somania. You just look at the distance. But this hive have been there for more than 15 years and it's still producing.
Yeah.
And so even if I invest 350 here and I get even 1 gallon, that is 200 Ghana. And so within 2 years, I've paid for this hive. And they have been here for 15 years. And so it's an investment that when you use the actual wood, it takes a longer time for the investments to be reaping whatever you invest in. And so you start with 10 hives and it's 35, 3,500.
500 cedis.
And so let's say you are going to invest 4,000 for 10 hives.
Okay.
The first year, forget. If somebody tell you after 6 months you harvest your honey, it's a lie.
Okay.
Our bees would like to come and settle and feel at home and work for you. If they come and within 6 months you get honey. But you start attacking them with honey, they say this man is ungrateful. You'll be a very bad landlord. They'll pack their tools and leave you.
Okay.
And so you are the first 1 year,
you
know they have settled. Then you start getting whatever
subsequent
investment you get. And that one, when they are there, they will not go. If you create the enabling environment, they will be there and they'll be working for you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Newman, when I get a hive and then let's say I position them in the right conditions as you mentioned earlier, how do I attract the bees into the hive?
Yeah, I think there are so many ways of attracting the bees.
Okay.
But first thing that you look at the tree. If there are ants in the tree, make sure you treat the tree. And then you see that we have tied some polythene around the trees. Those here, some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
When you tie the polythene and a new ant want to come, it will go up.
It won't go up. It will be around the polythene.
They will go below the polythene. That's the first thing. And then make sure that you install the hives and then you bait. When you say baiting, is that try to attract somebody with something so that the person would like to come closer. And so the same thing applies to the bees.
Okay.
We use, in fact, we have so many things. You can use some herbs,
herbs like
nonum, cinderella grass, even you can use pawpaw and other things. But the best is the bee wax.
The bee wax.
Why do we say the bee wax? If I apply sugar or palm wine, it will attract the bees into the hive.
Okay.
But the palm wine, the bees will come and feed on it and go first. And when it finish. But with the bee wax, it's something that the bees produce themselves. And so the best baiting material is the bees wax. And these days we have been adding the centinela oil to make it more, because the oil is like the scent of the queen. It's called pheromone. And so when you add it to the wax, it attracts the bees very fast. And then when they come, they follow the foundation you've laid for them. That's very important. If you use the ordinary like coconte or sugar, they will come. But they will decide on how to arrange the bars, and it can affect you in your harvesting. So we use this so many things to bait. But the wax is the best.
It's the best.
So where to get the wax? It's not on the market. You have to see an expert beekeeper who supply you with the wax. And so those who need the wax can see me. I can supply
Okay, so let's look at the value addition bit of it.
Yes.
When it comes to agri ventures, how you get more money is to add value to your produce to make it more relevant. Then you get more money from it.
I was talking about if you want to go into beekeeping, the first thing that you learn, you practice, you share, you add value. We can get over 10 products from the beehive.
Okay.
One, we have the wax.
Okay.
The wax can be used for so many things.
Okay.
I'm 61 years. I've never put on dye. I produce my own cream, hair cream. My hair cream darkens the hair naturally, and it's from the bee wax. And so you can get hair creams, you can get lip balm, you can get body creams from the bee wax. We have something we call propolis. It's natural antibiotic, antibacterial, antivirus. That's what the bees use to protect the honey against so many bacteria and viruses. That thing too can be used for so many products. All my products you see, my honey cough, my honey asthma, my honey brain, my facial cleanser have traces of propolis.
Oh,
And so even if I show you how to do it, where are you going to get the propolis? It's not on the local market unless you are a beekeeper. And so as a beekeeper, you have an advantage to produce so many products. Cosmetics, detergents can come from the beekeeping. And so as soon as you start beekeeping, start looking at the additions you can add so that you will not rely only on honey and wax. You get propolis, you get even pollen. We have even a way of taking pollen because my facial cleanser have pollen. And my face, somebody saw me say around 40 years. I'm 61. The facial cleanser is making me younger. It's making me younger. And so all these products are coming from the hive. Apart from that, even the bee sting itself helps to build our immune system. But that doesn't mean you should go and tell the bees to sting you, you'll die. But all these things, now they are trying to adopt a mechanism we can use to harvest the venom. It's not coming out because the venom have a lot of medicinal properties. You have the royal jelly, it also have a lot of medicinal properties. And so beekeeping is a venture that goes beyond honey. That's what we have to understand. It goes beyond honey. Because as soon as we talk of beekeeping, it's only honey that comes into our head. No. All this I'm mentioning, all these products I'm mentioning can be commercialized. Now I want investors to come. If you want to invest into the hair cream, you come and you invest, and we are going to make a hell of money because a cream that you use, you will not get gray, bald hair. Your hair will come. It's an investment. Needs an investment for that. If I tell you all the Rollinses use my hair cream, you won't be surprised. That's my pride.
Right. And as the president of the Ghana Beekeepers Association, for now there are lots of fake honeys on the market. How does one know quality honey? How do I buy quality honey?
I'm very happy you mentioned this. There is one challenge we are having in the industry now, and it needs to be trashed. When people see crystalline honey, they say it's sugar. I want the whole Ghana to understand. Good honey crystallizes. Crystalline honey is that the honey will be caking and will be turning like sugar under. It means the honey is crystalline. If you see it, it's not sugar. You can Google crystalline honey. It's the best organic honey. If honey is fake, it will never crystalline, even if you put it in the deep freezer. And so if I put syrup, sugar syrup, banana syrup, corn syrup, molasses into deep freezer, it will never crystalline. But I put organic honey into a freezer, it will cake like a block.
That's interesting.
And that is organic. I want, if you get organic, the crystalline honey, if you put it on fire, don't let it evaporate, because when it evaporates, you burn all the enzymes. But let it decrystalline. It can be there for some time. And so I want you to understand, when you buy honey from the shop and it start caking under, don't throw it away. Put it on fire, it will decrystalline, and you use your honey. It's organic. The other one, you get two types of honey. The fragrance is very important because it's the nectar they use to produce the honey. And so if a bee picks nectar from mango tree, the honey should have mango flavor. If he picks it from cashew, the honey should have cashew flavor. If he picks it from coconut, citrus, it should have citrus flavor. And so the flavor is very important. And so when you buy honey, try to see the flavor. Then here bent, you be scared. It means the honey have been put on fire. It will be very thick. But the enzymes are off because of the smoke you hear. And so we have something we call refractometer. But that determines the sugar and only the water. And now the fake honey is competing with the natural honey. The fake honey, the fake honey have the same fragrance. The natural honey have the same fragrance. The industry have developed in such a way that people are producing fake honey. If you test all the properties you use to test the fake, when you test the natural, is the same. And so the only thing I'll do is that buy honey from a beekeeper.
Yeah, a beekeeper.
Then you know you are safe. And now 60% of the honey we are buying in Ghana.
In Ghana.
It's important.
Imported, yeah.
You just imagine Benin. We are importing honey from Benin. And look at the size of Benin. They have invested in agroforestry. The French company have come to help them to produce a lot of trees. We need to create enabling environments.
Okay.
We need to encourage the youth to go into beekeeping. We need to support people. If every district we support 5 beekeepers in the transition zone from Sunyani Municipal Assembly, all the assemblies, the government should give directives. They should support only 5 beekeepers with 200 hives. We'll start exporting honey in Ghana. 200 hives. And so we are going to get 1,000 hives per municipal. 1,000 hives per municipal, we can start exporting honey in Ghana. We can start exporting wax. We can start creating a lot of jobs. We can start producing creams. We can start producing cosmetics. We can start producing honeycombs. We can start producing brain development products, supplements through the beekeeping. And this is the challenge I want to throw to all the transition zone municipal assemblies.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Newman.
Thank you.
You've given us more details about this industry. And then we hope that next time when we call on you, you will receive us as warmly as you have today.
Yes. And I'm also privileged to always have you
Thank you.
on my farm to share things that people have to know.
About
And then
this
when they get
industry.
closer to, I'm ready to share, because I would say I'm the only person who transited from the old beekeepers to the new beekeepers. And I have a lot of things, and I can't go
A
away
lot
with
of
them.
knowledge to share.
And so I'm prepared to share. Anybody who wants it, the youth, the aged, the pensioners can come, and I'll share. And I think we can go into joint venture, or people, I will support them with consultancy to establish, and I think we'll make it.
Okay.
I'm making it with my bee industry.
Okay. All right. Thank you. This brings us to the end of today's discussion on beekeeping in Ghana with the help of the CEO of Tree Honeybee Farms here in Somanya, Ghana. I hope you enjoyed the discussion and learned 1 or 2 things when it comes to this venture. Do stay tuned on Agri-Connect for more agri content.